Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, students. The topic we are going to discuss today is 4.3. As you can see the picture of the topic, we are not going to discuss this whole topic. What you have to learn only some of the lines which are actually providing some MCQs or short questions. We will discuss about it. The cell size and surface area to volume ratio. First of all, as we know, there are variety of cells in our body, and every cell is specified for its functioning. Fine. They are specific to their function or relative to their function. Now they vary according to their size. If they are located in different regions, they have different sizes. The smallest cells are bacteria. The smallest cells are called bacteria, and these are particularly called as mycoplasmas. Okay, what is mycoplasmas? These are the smallest cells or of bacteria called mycoplasmas, with the diameter about 0.1 micrometer to 1.0 micrometer, such a smallest diameter. And if we talk about the bulkiest cells, these are the bird eggs. Fine. And the longest cells are some muscle cells and nerve cells. Fine. These are some extremities we have discussed. After that, the cell size and shape vary according to their function. If the bird's eggs are bulky, eggs are bulky, it means they contain a large amount of nutrient for developing the young. Long muscle cells, the nerve cells, are efficient in pulling different body parts together. They are lengthy to transmit messages from between different parts of bodies. On the other hand, small cell size has also many. For example, the red blood cells, as they are only 8 micrometer in diameter and therefore can move throughout our tiniest blood vessels, that is capillaries. Fine. After that, you don't need to do the volume ratio figure the given below this topic. We will move on to the next topic, that is the passage of molecules. 4.4 topic: how molecules are transported in between and out of the cells. What is actually the phenomenon that is helping to move them? Fine. As we know, our cell membranes are semi permeable. It means they are allowing exchange of material with some permeability. They are not allowing all of them to move or to take out. Fine. First process that is commonly used in the cell membrane or in the passage of molecules is diffusion. First of all, its definition. What is diffusion? It is the movement of molecules from an area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. As we know, all the molecules of any substance are always in motion. They keep themselves in a motion, and for that reason, if the substances present in the cells, if they want to cross the cell membrane, they need some method, and that is called as diffusion method. What happens in this? The molecules move from area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. Fine. For example, carbon dioxide, oxygen, glucose, all these are exchanged through the diffusion process. Similarly, gas exchange in gills and lungs also occur by this process. Movement of gas glucose molecules from small intestine to blood capillaries is also an example of diffusion. You should know the definition, and you should prepare 3 examples along with it. Furthermore, you should know this way: as diffusion, movements are easily moving from high side to lower side, so as there is no spending of energy, no energy is given. Fine. As we know, if we throw a ball from a height to the ground, it easily moves down. We are not putting or pushing it with energy. We are not spending any. Same is the case with it. In this diffusion process, we are not spending any energy. That is why the molecules diffuse across its membrane, and this diffusion is called as passive transport. This is called as passive transport. Facilitated diffusion is another type of diffusion. What happens? Some of the molecules do not diffuse freely across the membrane, and for that reason they need some help. That can be their large size, that is why they cannot move or anything. For that reason, they take help of proteins present in the membranes. These proteins are actually called as transport proteins, and they help in moving such molecules from one area to other. When a transport protein moves a substance from higher to lower concentration, the process is called as facilitation. They are actually facilitating those molecules that are not easily movable. Fine. Facilitated diffusion is also a type of passive transport, as there is no expenditure of energy in this process too. Fine. There is no expenditure of energy in this process too. Thank you.